But we go nowhere without service of justice first. Now, it's been the blame on someone on the blame game.
Today on the blame game, it's the case of the vandalizing violent theft versus the stripper-obsessed caveman.
Today, Shauna and I are going to prove that Tracy is to blame because he was a lying, conniving caveman whose sexual behavior was straight out of the Stone Age.
Tracy and I are going to prove that Shauna is a jealous wacko who repeatedly trashed his car in one bizarre way after another. She's totally to blame. Come on, Tracy.
We'll let a jury of their peers decide who's to blame on the blame game.
Love. Heartbreak. Justice. The blame game.
Welcome to the blame game on MTV, the only show where real-life exes go head-to-head to win a vacation and vindication. I'm Judge Reed. I've sworn in our contestants, and they're ready to begin TikTok testimony. Contestants, you'll each have 90 seconds to tell your story. When your counselor's made a point, they'll hit their button, stopping your clock. Starting your exes, we'll go back and forth. But when you're out of time, you are out of luck. It starts now with Counselor McNamara.
Shauna, how did you and Tracy meet?
He was friends with my brother, so he'd come over to the house a lot. And we started hanging out as friends, but I thought he had a really hot body, so we started going out. And we'd go on long drives together and like talk about everything.
Nice, that's cool. So when did you guys have your first date?
On Valentine's Day.
Wow. Cupid's not stupid.
Tracy, you and Shauna started dating often. At what point did you become an official couple?
Well, after one of our road trips, we went back to her house and we started getting it on.
Your relationship, you could say, then was very passionate. Tell us about the physical side.
Well, yeah, the sex was great and all, and and when I would be driving on the freeway, she'd, go, give me oral pleasure.
Riding on the freeway alone.
The first 6 months of the relationship were great, but then you noticed a change in Tracy. You would suggest things to do, and he would say no, but then he would end up doing the same thing with his friends. Tell the jury about the beach incident.
Okay, I suggested we go to the beach, and he's like, no, that's stupid. I was like, okay, well, a couple days later, he had an awesome time. I'm like, where'd you get it? He's like, oh, we went to the beach without me.
Okay. Tell the jury about the snowboarding incident.
Okay, I invited him to go snowboarding for a weekend, and he accused me of wanting to have an orgy up there. So I didn't go. But yet he went the next weekend with some of his other friends.
Maybe Cupid is stupid. We don't know.
Tracy, you like to go to strip clubs. This is something we know. This is something Shauna knew, and she approved of. That was all right with her, right? Then one time you're driving in the car, you're talking about strip clubs, and she totally freaks out. What'd she do?
She started screaming and made me stop the car, and she jumped out of the car, started ripping off all her clothes. And
what was she saying? What was she saying?
She stripped down to her bra and underwear, and she pulled down her shirt like, what, I'm not good enough for you?
You're screaming, half naked in the middle of the street. It's like dating Andy Dick.
But Shauna's insecurities were justified. It wasn't like Tracy just had the occasional trip to the strip clubs. He was going every single weekend. Please tell the jury about his 21st birthday celebration.
Okay, he went to a strip club for his 21st birthday, got tied up on stage, got a lap dance from all the strippers, and then came over to my house right before he went to Florida to ask me for $60.
Your Honor, please may I have more time to finish his points.
Since you asked so nicely, Counselor, go ahead.
Thank you. So what did he want the $60 for?
To go to Fort Lauderdale to spend on some more strippers.
You know what? He's the one who's like dating Andy Dick, only without the Andy.
All right, Carr. Jason, finish up.
All right, Tracy, you were going to Florida with some of your buddies for your 21st birthday, and Shauna was jealous, so what did she do?
She came into my house and she snuck into my wallet and took my ID so I wouldn't have any fun when I went to Florida.
Thankfully, you were able to get the ID back.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she would have been the Grinch who stole your 21st birthday.
All right. That's the end of TikTok testimony. There's going to be more thieving and deceiving in the You Did It Now Admit It round right after this short recess.
So the police officer must have dragged you down to the station house and thrown you in a padded cell, right?
I just
well, he should have, because I'm Shauna and I'm crazy!
It's the case of the two-faced twin haters versus the overbearing beefcake brothers.
Tito and Santi are very jealous. Santi would sneak and break into my voicemail.
We kind of fooled around with an older lady at the same time.
Next, Blame Games.
Yo, I think Tracy's to blame. He wants his girlfriends to pay for strippers.
Hey, Shauna's a lunatic. I mean, she got to make it in the middle of the street. She could have caused an accident or something.
No!
Welcome back to the Blame Game. I'm Judge Reed, and I got a lot of email, and I just want everyone to know that I'm back on speaking terms with my estranged mother, Judge Judy. I love you, Mom. Okay, and on to the case of the vandalizing violent femme versus the stripper-obsessed caveman. Yes, on either side of this court, there's a surprise eyewitness that each contestant is brought to help defend them. To determine which witness we'll hear from, our real live exes will go head-to-head, and You Did It, Now Admit It. Each contestant has a file with 3 incriminating secrets they want their ex to admit to. If you admit it correctly, you get a point. If you're incorrect or you plead the 5th, no points. Whoever has more points at the end of the round gets to present their surprise eyewitness. Okay, Money Grubber, give the party pooper her first category.
Yeah, Shauna, you have no self-control. I dare you to confess what's in your bedroom behavior file.
I admit that when he slams the door in the middle of a conversation, I will try to use my key or whatever else is there, a screwdriver, to open the lock.
Okay. All right, Shauna, let's just stop. No, that's incorrect. Your forced entry is another category. No, this is that you're so loud sometimes when you're having sex. You woke up his parents. You woke up his parents. All right, Shauna, give Tracy his first category.
Okay, Tracy, you're such a perv. Confess what's in your X-rated video file.
I admit it, X-rated video. I had X-rated videos hidden in South Park covers.
Yes. Oh no, Benny's not dead, he's having sex. All right, Tracy, give Shauna the next category.
You're so confused. Admit what's in your Pillow Talk file.
Pillow Talk.
Okay, I admit one time I did say I love you, my ex-boyfriend's name, instead of him.
You said.
The first month we were together.
I love you, Juan.
The first month we were together. Who hasn't
that's the one when it hurts the
somebody?
most. All right, Shauna, give Tracy the next category.
Okay, you're so weird. I dare you to confess what's in your hairy situation file.
Your hairy situation.
I shave my arms, my legs, and my stomach. I don't care.
You shave everything. Is this just in the full moon, or are you always hairy? You're just constantly hairy? All right, give Sean the next category.
Shauna, you're so kinky, I dare you to confess what's in your food and bed file.
Food and bed. Food and bed.
Okay, I admit it. On one hot summer night, we used strawberries and popsicles as sexual stimulators.
The lights went down and the ice cream man came to town. All right, Shauna, give Tracy the last category.
Okay, you're the kinky one. I dare you to confess what's in your caught on tape file.
Caught on tape.
Yeah, me and her made a sex videotape.
That is correct. Filling up the South Park boxes out there. All right. Well, congratulations there, Tracy. You correctly revealed the more embarrassing secret, so we're going to hear from your witness. Let's take it away, Mike.
One day when it was raining, we wanted to go get something to eat, but Tracy couldn't drive, so Shauna ripped the windshield wipers off of his car. It wasn't even like they were standing next to the car when they were arguing. She went outside to rip them off. She's always taking her anger out on his car. She's kicking it, throwing stuff on it. She even keyed it. What'd that car ever do to her? She's a psycho and she's to blame.
Wow. We've heard the witness. Now let's get ready for the cross-sex round of testimony. Counselors. Got cut down the sides there. All right, let's get started with Cara.
One night you were at your friend's house and Shauna stopped by to visit. You told her that you were just hanging out with your buddy, right? But she was a little bit suspicious. Can you tell the jury who you had hidden in the next room?
First of all, she didn't stop by.
Okay, but who'd you have hidden in the next room?
I had a girl hidden in the next room, but we weren't even together. I wasn't even with her. We were broken up for over a week.
All right. But remember, you are under oath. Did you ever kiss this girl, Nicole?
I kissed her, but that was it. Nothing.
She might be a snoop, but you, my friend, are a doggy dog.
We weren't even together.
You know what? Tracy had to hide his friend Nicole in a dark room because you, Shauna, are a jealous lunatic. One time, you were driving by Nicole's house and you happened to see Tracy's car out front. So what did you do?
I walked up to the door and I saw him in there. I turned around and I poured a milkshake on the hood of his car.
Up to the window and didn't see anything in particular, but I still poured a milkshake on your car. I'm crazy!
That's a serious offense.
Shauna could not trust you around any women. You guys were at a party for the Mike Tyson fight, and a friend of hers was having a little problem with her dress. What did you do?
Her friend's breast was hanging out, and I just pointed it out, and her friend put it out. I didn't even touch it.
You actually put it back in, didn't you?
Pointed at it.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, and they say chivalry is dead.
Tracy one time got a job at a restaurant, and you got mad. Why'd you get mad?
Because he lied to me, and he said the primary reason why he wanted to work there was to pick up on mad, beautiful chicks.
I think he was just kidding. But again, you took out your anger on his car. What'd you use this time?
I threw a couple of eggs at his car.
I'm mad because you're gainfully employed. I'm going to throw eggs on your car.
It's the same thing to my car.
I'm crazy.
That's a really serious offense.
She was rightfully upset because you lied to her. And tell the jury, please, what you did to calm her down.
That was a totally
What
different
did you
time.
do to calm her down?
Oh, I sprayed her with the hose.
You sprayed her with the hose. Okay. And when you caught her talking to some guys at a party, what did you do when you caught her talking to some guys at a party?
Well, you know, I didn't want the guys to all honk around her, so I picked her up and I carried her away just to save her.
Over the shoulder, right? Somehow, a million years of evolution has passed you by. I can't believe it.
You and Tracy were at the beach one day, and he said hello to an attractive woman, and you got so mad. What'd you do?
Well, he hit on her in front of me.
What'd you do?
I threatened to walk home.
But you lived 30 miles away. So when he tried to get you in the car, what did you do next?
A police officer came up to us. I wanted to ride home with his friends. He said, well, there's nothing you can do about it.
Your Honor, can we have some more time? It's only fair. You gave Carl more time.
Go ahead.
Okay, tell us what you did.
Okay, I threatened to walk home,
And the
but I
police
didn't.
officer?
And the police officer said, well, she can do what she wants. If she wants to get another ride home.
So the police officer must have dragged you down to the station house and thrown you in a padded cell,
No,
right?
I just
Well,
didn't
he
go
should
home
have,
with him.
because I'm Shauna, and I'm crazy!
All right. Enough of that, counselor. Cara, finish up.
All right, jury, should I hose him down or not?
Let's be clear about something. Damaging people's personal property and touching strange women's boobs are real crimes. Don't try this at home. All right, enough with the hose. In just a few minutes, the jury's going to vote on who's to blame, Tracy or Shauna. Earlier, the jury secretly locked in their snap judgment, voting on who is to blame based on looks alone. The results of the snap judgment are 56% versus 44%, showing they thought Shauna was to blame based on looks alone. Now, has the jury been swayed by the shenanigans of this courtroom? Stay tuned and find out.
Tracy's to blame. If he didn't want his car ruined, he shouldn't be touching women's boobs.
Shauna is to blame. It's totally your fault. She attacked his car with a milkshake and eggs. The girl has problems.
Welcome back to the blame game. And in the case of the vandalizing violent femme versus the stripper-obsessed caveman, it's time for our contestants to face the music and make their closing argument. So, Shauna, head into that karaoke chamber where you're going to perform a song that sums up your side of the case. Cara, you tell us what song she chose and why.
Tracy was dishonest, disloyal, and disrespectful. Who could date a man who hides women in closets, touches strange women's boobs, and hoses his girlfriend down when he gets angry. Shauna has had enough, and like the song says, she's locking the door and she's not looking back again. That's why she'll be singing Melissa Etheridge's I'm the Only One.
Baby, can't you see I'm trying to explain? I've been there before and I'm locking the door and I'm not going back again. Her eyes and arms and skin won't make you go away. I'll wake up tomorrow and wrestle the sorrow that holds you down today. Go on and hold her till the screaming is gone. Go on, believe her when she tells you nothing's wrong. But I'm the only one who walk around survive for you. And I'm the only one that I desire for you.
Good job. All right, Tracy, get on up there, bud. Let's hear what you have to say. Jason, you tell us what song Tracy's singing and why.
Shauna is a psychotic, vandalizing maniac. She threw eggs and milkshakes at his car, and when things didn't go her way, she called the cops. It's hard to handle a woman who's so completely out of control. That's why my client will be singing Hard to Handle by the Black Crowes. Give it up for him, yeah!
Baby, here I am, I'm the man on the scene. I can give you what you want, but you gotta come home with me. I've got some good old loving and I got some more in store. When I get through throwing it at you, you got to come back for more. Boys and things that come by the dozen, that ain't nothing but drugstore loving. Hey little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm so hard to handle now, him and that.
All right, Tracy. Pretty good. I think those songs answered our questions here. Now, jury, keep those songs in mind because we're handing the case over to you. It's time to vote. Remember, you're voting for who you think is to blame for the breakup. Press button 1 if Shauna is to blame. Press button 2 if Tracy's to blame. Now, whoever's found innocent will be off on a Priceline.com adventure to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. You and your witness will enjoy the beautiful beaches, luxurious accommodations, exciting nightlife, all courtesy of Priceline.com, where you name your own price and save on airfares, hotels, and more. Contestants, please rise and join your counselors on the floor. Now remember, 56% of the audience blames Shauna based on looks alone. The final verdict in the case of the vandalizing violent femme versus the stripper-obsessed caveman. 56% of the jury says Tracy is to blame. That means you, Shauna, are a blame game winner and will be going to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Now you can use the official blame game camera to help you get vindication. Your counselor will explain how that works.
Nearly, yes, Tracy. Tracy's going to have 15 seconds to try and apologize to you. You can accept the apology and let him go on his loser way, or you can reject that apology and snap his photo using the blame game camera. We're going to publish that picture in Entertainment Weekly under the heading, Do Not Date This Blame Game Loser. No matter what the outcome, you still get to go on that awesome vacation. All right, Tracy, you have 15 seconds to try and apologize to prevent published humiliation. Do your best.
Shauna, I'm sorry that you keyed my car and you poured a milkshake all over it and that you're crazy.
Love, heartbreak, justice. Case closed. See you next time on The Blame Game.
Not right. He's not a caveman. Standing in front of this, I feel somewhat inspired. I feel like we should improvise some different situations. Anybody got an idea for a little improv and off the cuff we might do?
How about a cooking show?
A cooking show. We take the eggs and we crack it over the car. We take a milkshake, which is a chocolate milkshake. We mix it in over the car. We pop it in the oven. 1 hour later, we have a psychotic, jealous bitch souffle. What else? Let's do one more.
You're a flight attendant.
Hi. How you doing? What can I get you? We have two options
This is a mess,
tonight.
though. His car wasn't a mess.
We have the crazy, jealous bitch
This is so
milkshake.
outrageous.
I feel like we have one more in us. What do you think?
Magic show. Maybe a magic show.
Oh, a magic show. This is my lovely assistant, Psychotic Bitchia. If you could just disappear within the box, we'll rotate it 3 times, and 1 and 2. Very good. All the way in there. Get tucked in. We'll rotate it once. We'll rotate it twice. And we'll say abracadabra.
Is anybody there? Hello? Can you guys get me out of here? Oh my god.